Today's tip, cut out negative people. If they're not helping you grow, they're holding you back. Peace!
In other words, surround yourself with positive people. A negative person is like cancer. You have to cut them out and get rid of them. They can completely destroy your growth. When I first decided I was going to take on furniture making as a career and deciding to go into business for myself, I shared that with somebody that's pretty negative, but they happen to be very close to me in my life. They almost shattered my dreams, as he told me I would never sell furniture for a living and no one would ever buy my stuff. Fast forward 7 years later, and I've sold thousands of pieces of furniture. I'm in high demand, and I usually stay a year to a year and a half booked out. I respect that person so much that it almost stopped me from becoming a furniture maker and pursuing my dreams. I second-guessed myself every day, and it definitely deterred my success and held me back from growing, because I always thought no one would buy anything from me. Sometimes I share too much info, especially with those that are close to me, and that can be bad, and it can also be good. But if the person is negative, they're going to hold you back. For example, I had a very close friend of mine that I shared with him in the very beginning of my furniture journey of how I was going to use social media to grow my business and my brand. He also told me, don't focus on doing any social media. You're a great furniture maker, but you're not a video maker. Don't do anything with social media. Well, I'm happy to say, fast forwarding 7 years later, I now have 40 million people viewing me a month across all my social platforms, and 90% of my woodworking sales comes from social media. So again, negative people can destroy you. Don't listen to them. Surround yourself with the people who have the same dreams and aspirations as you do. In fact, this modern coffee table that I'm building for you now was ordered off of social media. You see, a client was surfing my Instagram page and had saw a resin table that I was making for a woodworking competition and loved it. But she wanted something with black resin, and we came up with this design. I love working with resin. It can be completely messy, but super fun. And I learned something from every piece that I make. Well, I should say I learned something from every mistake that I make with every resin pour. You see, you're never gonna learn it all, and you're always gonna fail forward. Or at least I do, and that's my journey. I started using epoxy resin pretty early on, 2015 to be exact. You see, in that time I was really trying to grow my skill set and figure out how to do inlays. And I couldn't ever get it down right. My technique was all over the place and I was a mess. So instead, I would route out where I would go for the inlay and pour resin into it. I wish I would have shared that with the world at the time in 2015, but I was too ashamed and thought everybody would beat me up online and social media wise over it, as I thought they were gonna say, resin is not for woodworkers, what are you doing? I wish I would have shared that. Instead, I didn't start sharing resin until 2017, 2 years later. In this example, I was the negative person holding me back. Sometimes you have to get out of your own head, just like I shared that tip in last week's video. Get out of your head, you gotta move forward. I wish I had been sharing all the builds that I used with resin back in 2015. I would have been ahead of the trends, and I would have grew so much faster. But once again, negative thoughts, negative people, they can be a detriment to your success, even if it's yourself. Speaking of social media and followers and YouTube videos, let me ask you something. Do you like the type of videos that I'm currently making on YouTube? They're still based around my builds for clients, but instead of giving you a voiceover with a step-by-step tutorial, I'm giving you a voiceover with my testimony and what I've gone through on my journey. Is that something that you're interested in? I need to know. Please comment below and let me know. Continue doing what I'm doing, or go back to tutorials. What I'm trying to accomplish is to build a community. I want a bunch of like-minded individuals like myself getting to know one another, sharing how-to tips, sharing experiences, sharing your journey. I want inspiration. I'm an idea man, and I just want to be surrounded with positivity, a community, inspiration, and that's it. So if you're somebody that's like this, and you know somebody that could benefit from it, please share this video with them. Let's build a community. And I'll see you next time. Peace.